Welcome back, America. Time for one of my favorite segments of the week, the Just the News Health Update, brought to you by our great friends at Native Path. Joining us now, the co-founder and chief culture officer at Native Path, our good friend, Dr. Chad Walding. Doctor, good to have you on.
Hey, John, so good to be here. Thank you for having me.
I love these discussions. I've heard from so many people. I was out at a speech a couple of weeks ago. People come up, I love the health segments. We dive into really important stuff. And one of the topics that's been coming up a lot, maybe because of the Maha movement, is the connection between fake meat and chronic disease. Tell us a little bit about what we're learning between that connection and what it could mean long term.
Well, I think people are really waking up. You mentioned the Maha movement. I think that's created so much awareness in people that when they hear things like lab meat or something that's processed or ultra refined, they're starting to put their hands up. They're like, hold on, we're starting to see different states banning lab meat and different companies funded by Bill Gates going bankrupt because people are refusing this stuff. And that to me shows the power of the movement, the Maha movement. It shows the power of the level of awareness that people are now connecting with their health and their food, and the power of when people come together and make a decision and really take action. That's one of the most important things to make a difference. We know now, if you look at the past 100 years, there's a trend. The further away we get from real, whole, natural food as close to nature as possible, that's rich in nutrients and vitamins, the further away we get from that, the more chronic disease we experience. The further we go down metabolic disease, insulin resistance, cancers, diabetes, heart disease, that trend is there, and it's been happening despite all our advances in science and in technology. So it might look from a technological standpoint, this is amazing. We have lab-grown meat and we don't have to plant anything, and animals will stay alive, but that comes at a radical cost. So to see people waking up, I think it presents a bright future, in my opinion. I'm very excited about that. I'm very optimistic about it.
Yeah.
Dr. Walding, when you look at real meat versus lab-grown fake meat, I mean, real meat has an abundance of protein, of iron, of antioxidants, so many nutrients that we need. Lab-grown meat, as I understand it, is one of the most processed items out there. That seems extremely bad for your system, and it doesn't really, does it provide any of those other benefits that real meat does?
Not as much, right? It's less nutrient dense, right? So real meat coming from healthy cows, right? We want to think about the whole supply chain of food. We're not just what we eat, we're what we eat eats, right? So you can take an animal that's out there eating grass, drinking sunshine, like what we're seeing here. They're actually churning the soil with their hooves. They have manure on the ground that fertilizes everything. What you're seeing is a natural, harmonious state of nature. That nature loves to be in harmony with itself, right? When we take things and refine things and get synthetic, all the vitamins and all the minerals get stripped away from that. But there's, like you said, there's other toxins that get added in in order to keep this stuff shelf stable, in order to disobey the laws of nature, so to speak, right? So it has a downstream effect on our health, where we're not getting the important amino acids that we need for our health. Our metabolism isn't burning calories at the state it would with real whole protein, real strong protein. We actually burn calories when we eat it. When we eat a good quality steak, our body's like, wow, we're gonna have to work really hard for this. We're gonna have to burn some calories, and we become healthier for it, right? Protein is it is the essential macronutrient. We can go without carbohydrates. We can go a pretty long time without fat. We absolutely cannot go without good quality protein, right? So going further down this lab generated fake meat stuff, it's only going to lead to more diseases. It's going to get us more disconnected from nature and our true health, and it's going to create problems. So again, to see us reversing course on that is exactly what we want to be doing.
Talk a little bit about protein and then that transition to collagen. Collagen is the super protein that powers our body. When you get my age, I guess my collagen's being dialed down, isn't it?
That's right. I mean, again, protein is the most foundational thing. I always encourage people to eat a whole real food diet, seek out the best sources, but also recognize that collagen is the most abundant protein in the body, right? So when we're looking at each other, we're looking at our skin, our hair, our nails, All of this is made up of collagen. Inside our bodies, we have arteries and veins, we have a gut lining, we have a whole nervous system, right? All of that is also made up of collagen, right? One of the issues, though, is that we're super deficient in collagen in the modern world. Our ancestors got plenty of collagen because they would eat nose to tail. You know, they'd take the bones of an animal, they would put it in soups, they would boil it down, and they would consume that on a consistent basis. Because we're so deficient in collagen in our modern world and have been eating so many refined foods, many of us as individuals are also extremely deficient in collagen. We produce collagen on our own, but that production begins to decline around the age of 20. By the age we're 50, we're producing half as much collagen internally as we did in our 20s. So the older we get, the more important it is to consume collagen on a consistent basis. That's why I'm such a big fan of it. Our company, Native Path, we value the highest quality, purest ingredients as possible. So we source the best possible collagen you can find from grass-fed cows. It's type 1 and type 3, which is what makes up 90% of your body. It's as pure, as close to nature as possible. And the best part is it's so easy to use as a part of your daily routine. It's an odorless, tasteless powder that you can put in your coffee, you can put it in your teas, you can sprinkle it over your food even, but being consistent with it. One day after the next, week after week, month after month, you want to make this a part of your diet essentially. And over time, you start to see repair in where you've been deficient. You'll see repair in your nails. You know, at one point I was going bald in the back of my head, so I upped my collagen dose. I'm like, there it goes, it's working, you know? One last thing I want to mention is collagen is the not talked about thing when it comes to bone health. Yep. Collagen extremely important for bones. And as we grow older, as a physical therapist, I can tell you, strong bones is incredibly important for our function and our longevity. So collagen extremely important for that. And there's all kinds of studies and data that shows that consistent collagen supplementation can increase the density of your bones in a healthy way.
Hugely important, and you've made it easy with our great partnership with Native Path to solve this problem, Dr. Chad Walding. Thanks so much for joining us. And remember, folks, you can get a special bundle deal at a fraction of the retail price right now, plus free shipping. That's a great deal. All you got to do is go to getnativepath.com/justnews. Getnativepath.com/news. Just News. With over 4 million jars sold, thousands of 5-star reviews, and a 365-day money-back guarantee, this is your moment to take control of aging before it gets away from you. Go right now. Join me. Go to getnativepath.com/justnews. All right, we'll be right back right after these messages.
Welcome to Real America's Voice, Real Minute. Your quick look at the powerful stories of faith and freedom, inspiring audiences across the nation. Angel Studios presents.
I'm Bo Davidson with this Real America's Voice, Real Minute. It's fall, and that means America's favorite sport, football, is back. And Angel Studios has brought a brilliant and inspiring movie about a 59-year-old man who still wants to play the game.
Knock me down, I don't feel pain.
Mike, you're a runt, you always will be, but you can hit.
After nearly 4 decades, almost 60-year-old Mike Flint returns to his alma mater because he never finished his senior year due to being thrown out for fighting. Actor Michael Chiklis, whom you'll remember from the TV series The Shield, stars in this true story about a man who has unfinished business.
You better get out of my face, little man.
Get out of my face. Nothing matters if I can't be out there with my team.
He has a chance to redo his senior year.
Flint believes that we aren't defined by our successes, but by our regrets. And he says he's had a lot of them, as a teammate, as a husband, and as a dad. The senior reminds us that it's never too late to get in the game and turn things around. You can watch The Senior by going to angel.com/Rav and joining the Angel Guild, a community of like-minded viewers who want to see superb quality content. So get back in the game, relive your dreams, and head on over to angel.com/Rav.